Hello, I'm Peter Vaughan, and today I'm in Hull to find out all about Jordan's, this campervan and motorhome dealership. So, Jordan's Leisure.
Yes.
In the centre of Hull.
Yeah.
Unusual location for a campervan and motorhome dealership, but you seem to have a lot of space.
We do. We're blessed with space. I think it's historic because the site was a lot larger with a lot more car dealerships on it.
Yeah.
We've knocked the showrooms down and then tarmac to allow us to have more space. So yeah, we're blessed with the ability to display a lot of stock in the middle of Hull. So,
and a long history to the business, I understand. 100 years, did you say?
yeah, over 100 years. Started in Hull.
Right.
In Story Street in the town centre.
Yeah.
And then it diversified and extended out, and then come back to one site. So we've been on this particular site for over 50 years, I think.
Right. And you've got everything here in terms of showroom, workshops.
Yeah, we've got a showroom that can accommodate 7 to 8 motorhomes. We've got workshops at the front and the rear. We've got a habitation area at the rear as well. We've just invested a large amount of money on some new 6.5 ton two-poster ramps. We've got a 7-metre MOT bay on order, so we could be able to do a tag axle MOT.
Yep. So pretty much any European motorhome you'll be able to cope with.
That's correct. That's what the aim is to. Yeah. So.
And accessory fitting as well?
Yeah, accessory fitting, we can do awnings, gas tanks. We're extending that hopefully as well. But yeah, we should be able to accommodate every requirement that somebody needs.
So base vehicle servicing, habitation servicing, and all the accessories as well.
Yeah,
so.
and the additional thing we can do is we can obviously do the main dealer warranty for the cab. For the vehicle.
Yeah, which is unusual for a motorhome dealership.
Very unusual because you obviously need the space as well, and the workshop capacity. But we're main dealers for Fiat, Citroen, Peugeot, and Vauxhall.
So the main
ones, chassis basically. Yeah.
And then in terms of the motorhome brands, what can people expect to see here?
We're main dealers for Auto Trail.
Yeah. Just down the road, of
just
course.
down the road in Grimsby, Roller Team, which is a part of the Trigano brand, and Auto Sleepers, which is also a part of the Trigano brand, and we also do Hobby, which are built in Germany, and Globe Traveller, which is a newish brand to the UK, but they're from Poland. So.
Yeah. And very well respected because they won our Campervan of the Year a couple of years ago.
Yeah, which was good, just as we got them. So, it was good. It was good.
And you've got a representative selection of all those brands.
We have, yeah. We try and accommodate as one of each in the showroom if we can. Sometimes we're not able to do that with a stock or we're waiting for stuff, so we kind of change it around, but we've got them outside, and we change the showroom probably once every 2 weeks to kind of freshen it up a bit.
Yeah, and good to see that you can see vehicles indoors with plenty of space around them. They're not sort of crammed in.
And that's it, we kind of wanted to set it up so I had the feeling that you was outside, but you're inside.
We're sitting under an awning, although we're indoors.
So, and that was the idea really. When we designed the new showroom, we wanted, we've got trees in here and, green all around. So, we wanted to give that impression that you could see what it would be like when you was on holiday or, while you could sit and relax and discuss buying. So.
And it's not just new vehicles that you've got?
No, we've got, we probably will hold upwards towards about 20, ranging from, 30,000 to about 80,000. But we'd look at, anything, depending, we make sure that the quality of them is of a certain standard before we put them out there, obviously with a main dealer. We'd like to do that. They're all MOT'd and safety checked to a higher standard than what I would assume some people do. So,
okay. So, shall we have a look around?
Yeah, no problem.
And then the showroom, you really have thought of everything, because while Mum and Dad are spending 70 grand on a new motorhome, the kids can play in here. This is really unusual.
Well, we tried to accommodate the showroom to fit every need, really. So we thought, well, while the parents are in here, the children might want to start their first step into the motorhome.
Yeah,
They on their sides.
They can imagine they're on their own motorhome holiday.
Yeah, and they can cook and sit and have lunch, and we're going to get a TV put in here so they can sit and down and have a watch of that. So yeah, it was an idea that came up from the team, and yeah, we went with it. We had a few options, and this was the one we ended up with. So.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So it's an impressive showroom for motorhomes. You don't often see an A-class motorhome indoors.
No, you don't. And we're lucky that we're able to accommodate it through the doors.
Yes, of course, you haven't got to just have the height inside, you've got to get it in there.
Get it in there, yeah. And we didn't think that we'd be able to when we started looking, but then we had one in and we asked the customer if we could bring it in, and they allowed us to. So it gave us that option. So yeah, we can fit basically anything inside.
Yeah. And then in terms of location, we said you're quite sort of town centre, but what about parking? Because town centres with motorhomes often aren't great.
No, they're not. We're lucky that we've got 200 bays car park.
Right.
Obviously, that's got service vehicles in it and stock vehicles in it, but there's enough space, and we've recently had the fence pushed backwards to accommodate the larger motorhomes, so anything 8, 9, 10 metres.
Yeah, so if somebody turns up in their tag axle motorhome, they're not going to be parking on the street.
No,
they've got somewhere
they've
to...
got somewhere secure. It's all CCTV camera, it's all secure. So, and they can be left in there overnight as well. So.
And then in terms of finding you?
Yeah, we're straight out the city centre.
Yeah.
So on the main route out of Hull towards the coast. We're just on the main roadside where you see the signs.
Yeah.
And
so if people are heading to Bridlington, they can pop in and see you on the way?
More than welcome. Have a coffee, come and sit down and see the guys and the team. Yeah, we're right on the main roadside, so you can't miss us.
Right. So this is your base vehicle servicing area, the vehicle side?
Yes, it is, yeah. We've just had a big investment in these 6.5-ton ramps, which, as you can see,
Quite substantial
things, yeah. And it was a big investment, and a good support from the group perspective, because, they've backed us, and I think with all the stuff that we have in here now, we're able to accommodate everything. They're 6.5 ton, so they can lift a tag axle, no problem.
Yeah, and as you say, you're, unlike a lot of motorhome dealers, you can do the base vehicle warranty work here if it's a Stellantis vehicle.
Yeah, for Fiat, Peugeot, Citroën and Vauxhall. Yeah. We've got our own parts department as well. And we can do everything that's required for the actual cab and mechanical side of the vehicle, yeah.
And the Habitation, that's somewhere else?
Habitation's in our next workshop, which I can show you.
But still a minute's walk away?
A minute's walk away, yeah.
Okay.
Just out of this workshop and drive into the next one, basically. So,
okay,
yeah.
We'll go there next.
No problem.
So we've walked all of about a minute, maybe.
Yeah.
And this is a separate workshop for the Habitation service.
It is, yeah. We've got Habitation at this side and cleaning at that side.
Yeah.
So again, we're able to accommodate tag axles in here, no problem. A-classes.
You've got plenty of height.
Plenty of height. Yeah. We've got all the equipment to be able to go onto the roof and fit solar panels and awnings and things like that. So this is
Habitation, air conditioning.
Yeah, we've just started doing that.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've started to fit now.
Yeah.
Started to supply through the service department. We can accommodate everything really.
So it's certainly an impressive site, but you've got further plans for the future.
Yeah, I think we'd like to, the amount of work we're getting in at the minute, we'd like to extend the Habitation bay with some additional people and some additional space. So we'd have to look at relocating the valeters at that point. And I think what we really need is some form of accessories shop that we can supply and people's requirements for what they want when they buy a motorhome. And I think that's one of the things that we're looking at maybe doing in the future.
Okay, great.
No problem.
Pleased to meet you, Ben.
Thank you.